Have you ever walked down the street and saw some people performing strange activity? Let me light a candle for you. There's a good chance those activities are considered a legit sport. Today, we're looking at 10 sports you didn't know existed. Before we begin, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for 19.5 years of good luck. Try it, it works. Alright, let's begin. Cheese rolling. The Coppers Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake is an annual event held on the spring bank holiday at Coppers Hill, near Gloucester in England. It was traditionally held by and for the people who live in the local village of Brockworth, but now people from all over the world take part. The Guardian newspaper called it a world-famous event, with winners coming from the United States, Australia, New Zealand and Nepal. From the top of the hill, a 3 to 4 kilogram round of double Gloucester cheese is sent rolling down the hill, which is a length of 200 yards. Competitors then start racing down the hill after the cheese. The first person over the finish line at the bottom of the hill wins the cheese. The competitors are aiming to catch the cheese, however, it has around a 1 second head start and reach speeds up to 110 kilometers per hour, enough to knock over and injure a spectator. In the 2013 competition, a foam replica replaced the cheese for reasons of safety. The winner was given the prize of an actual cheese after the competition. Ultimate Taser Ball. Ultimate Taser Ball, also known as UTB, is an extreme sport involving the use of stun devices, more specifically the stun gun. The sport was invented by Leif Kellenberger, Eric Prum and Eric Wunsch and was first played in California. Two teams compete to get a large 24-inch in diameter ball into goal at either end of the 200 by 85 foot field. Players on both teams are all armed with stun gun devices. Under the rules of the game, players are allowed to use the stun guns on opposing players who are in possession of the ball. The devices used emit a current of 3 to 5 milliamps, sufficient to cause a localized muscle spasm, but no permanent damage to any of the body's vital organs. This is considered a dangerous sport that should not be taken lightly. Players must be registered and have someone standing by for medical assistance in case of injury. However, nowadays, the UTB is considered as a thing of the past. No events the size that is worth mentioning have been held since 2012, and the official league website doesn't exist anymore. Snail racing. Snail racing is a form of humorous entertainment that involves the racing of 2 or more air-breathing gland snails. Usually, the common garden snail species Cornu-aspersum is used. This species is native to Europe, but has been accidentally introduced to many countries all over the world. There are numerous snail racing events that take place in different places around the world, though the majority take place in the United Kingdom. Snail races usually take place on a circular track, with the snails starting in the middle and racing to the perimeter. The track usually takes the form of a damp cloth atop a table. The radius is traditionally set at 13 or 14 inches. Racing numbers are painted on the shells, or small stickers or tags are placed on them to distinguish each competitor. The first official competitive live snail race in London, the Guinness Gastropod Championship, held in 1999, was commentated by horse racing pundit John McCricky, who started the race with the words, "Ready, steady, slow." This is common terminology for the start of a race. The races are usually pretty long, since the snail moves at a 0.03 miles per hour. The record is still held by a Snail Bolt, and it took him 2 minutes to finish the race. Giant Pumpkin Kayaking. The Windsor Pumpkin Regatta is an annual water race held in October on Lake Pessequid in Windsor, Nova Scotia. The course is half-mile from start to finish. The race features brightly colored giant pumpkins as the sole means of flotation. The race was founded in 1999 by Danny Dill, the son of Howard Dill, breeder of the Atlantic giant pumpkin. Leo Swinimer of New Ross, Nova Scotia, has dominated the competition, winning 6 out of first 10 races, including one at the age of 73 years old. Despite his dominance, the race's popularity continues to grow, with over 10,000 spectators and 60 entries in the 2008 race. There are 3 classes: motor, experimental, and paddling. The paddling class is the best known and most popular in terms of entries. The race gained a degree of notability in 2005 when Martha Stewart announced her intention to participate. While her pastel-colored pumpkin did appear in the race, Mrs. Stewart could not participate as her permission to enter Canada was delayed. When permission was finally granted, weather prevented her from reaching Nova Scotia on time. Chess boxing. Chess boxing is a hybrid sport that combines two traditional sports, chess and boxing. However, they don't do it simultaneously. The competitors compete in alternating rounds of chess and boxing. The basic idea in chess boxing is to combine the number one thinking sport with the number one fighting sport into a hybrid that demands the most of its competitors, both mentally and physically. The governing body of chess boxing is the World Chess Boxing Organization. Funnily enough, chess boxing was invented by French comic book artists. The first chess boxing competition took place in Berlin in 2003. The same year, the first World Championship fight was held in Amsterdam in cooperation with the Dutch Boxing Association, as well as the Dutch Chess Federation, and under the auspices of the World Chess Boxing Organization that was founded in Berlin shortly before that. The rules in chess boxing are simple. There are 11 rounds and players alternate between boxing and chess. The boxing rounds last 3 minutes and chess rounds last 4. Competitors may win by knockout, checkmate, a judge's decision, or if their opponent's 12 minutes of chess time elapses. If a contestant does not make a move in the chess round, he'll be issued a warning by the referee and he must then take a move within the next 10 seconds of the game. Kayaking. Danger Man Miles Danger casts a bizarre image paddling across the sky 13,000 feet up in a kayak. The daredevil has turned extreme sport skydiving on its head after deciding to jump out of a plane in equipment normally used only in water, giving birth to kayaking. People seeing him have been asking, is it a bird? Is it a plane? But the answer was shortly clear. It was Miles Danger. It took them nearly a year to make the stunt come true, as no one was willing to throw a kayak out of an airplane. Luckily, they found the right crew and made it happen. So he sat himself in a kayak with a parachute in his back and got pushed out of the airplane. After an adrenaline-filled fall, he landed perfectly in water. Since then, many have attempted this stunt, and the new type of crazy sport began to live. Bossaball. Bossaball is a team sport that originated in Spain and was conceptualized by Belgian Philip Ekmans in 2005. Bossaball is a ball game between two teams, combining elements of volleyball, football, and gymnastics with music into a sport. It is played on an inflatable court featuring a trampoline on each side of the net. The trampolines allow the players to bounce high enough to spike the ball over the net and score direct points. The word bossa, which is sometimes translated as style, flair, or attitude in Brazilian Portuguese, is commonly associated with bossa nova, a samba-influenced type of Brazilian music. The name Bossaball therefore expresses the aim to combine sports, music, and positive vibrations. A Bossaball game is played between two teams of 4 players. The aim is for each team to ground the ball on the opponent's field. The height of the net in between both fields can be adjusted for different levels, such as professionals, intermediates, beginners, or children. Players are not allowed to touch the net and always have to remain with at least one body part on their own side. The attacker is positioned on the trampoline while the others are around them on the inflatables. A player from the serving team throws or kicks the ball into the air and attempts to hit the ball so it passes over the net on a course such that it will land in the opposing team's court. The opposing team must use a combination of no more than 5 contacts with the ball to return it to the other side of the net. The ball may be hit 1 time by the traditional volleyball rules and up to 2 times by the rules of football, which means no arms or hands. Points can be made either by scoring or an opponent's error. When the ball touches the floor within the court boundaries, the team on the opposite side of the net is awarded a point. The underwater upside-down hockey. Underwater ice hockey is a minor extreme sport that is a variant of ice hockey. It is played upside down underneath frozen pools or ponds. Participants wear diving masks, fins, and wetsuits, and use the underside of the frozen surface as the playing area or rink for a floating puck. Competitors are not allowed to use any breathing equipment but instead surface for air every 30 seconds or so. The idea for the sport is attributed to Christian Radl, an Australian freediver who is notable for various world freediving depth records under ice. The underwater ice hockey is played upside down underneath a 6-meter wide by 8-meter long rink in a frozen lake, pond, or swimming pool. Most rinks are 3 by 6 meters, each side fronted by a goal that is fastened to the ice underneath the surface. Some rinks are 6 by 8 meters. The air temperature is generally around -5 degrees Celsius, and the water is around 2 degrees Celsius. As long as the ice is frozen, natural or unnatural, it is okay for the players to play. Extreme ironing. Extreme ironing is an extreme sport in which people take ironing boards to remote locations and iron items of clothing. Extreme ironing is, as they say, the latest danger sport that combines the thrills of an extreme outdoor activity with the satisfaction of a well-pressed shirt. Part of the attraction and interest the media has shown towards extreme ironing seems to center on the issue of whether it is really a sport or not. It is widely considered to be tongue-in-cheek. Some other locations where such performances have taken place include a mountainside of a difficult climb, a forest, in a canoe, while skiing or snowboarding, on top of large bronze statues, in the middle of a street, underwater, in the middle of the M1 motorway, in the middle of a race, whilst parachuting, and under the ice sheet of a frozen lake. The performances have been conducted solo or by groups. Hornussen. Hornussen is an indigenous Swiss sport played by the Swiss farmers. The sport gets its name from the puck, which is known as a hornuss or nuss. When hit, it can whiz through the air at up to 300 kilometers an hour and create a buzzing sound. It is seen as a Swiss national sport. Outside of Switzerland, there are only a few teams. The origin of this sport is unknown, but it is said to be developed in the 17th century. The first recorded competitive Hornussen game occurred in 1655 in Trub. By 2011, there were around 270 clubs with over 8,000 members, and the International Hornussen Association was founded in 2012. A game of Hornussen is played between two teams, each composed of between 16 and 20 players. The batting team has to hit the noose as far as possible into the opponent's area. The defending team has to stop the approaching noose as soon as possible by using a shringle or catchboard. Usually, 2 turns are played, and each turn, each team hits once and defends once. Which of these sports have you heard of already? Let us know in the comments down below and make sure to subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace!